look insane because I never wear my hats like this, but for the sake of putting makeup on my face, I gotta, you know, have open forehead real estate. Anyway, I want to talk about fear today. Also, welcome to the first face-to-face time. It's like face-to-face time, but also like FaceTime. Get it? Do you get it? I wanted to have like a video diary series. So that's what this is. Because I like to talk and I have a lot of things to talk about, but like I also feel like I don't need to burden the people around me with my thoughts. So if you clicked on this and you're watching it, it's because you want to hear it, not because I forced it upon you. I want to talk about fear because I'm scared of everything, and also like not scared of anything at the same time. I don't really know. I have a weird relationship with fear, and it's not just fear of like, I don't know what people are regularly afraid of, like fear of heights or things like that. Like I'm not scared of heights. I love heights actually. But it's like, well, one disclaimer, I do have OCD, and one of my just like constant like fears, I guess, is death. So we're not going to be talking about that in this because that's just like, that's a whole other thing. The fear of being perceived, the fear of missing out, the fear of being judged, that type of fear, you know? But I'm gonna do my makeup while I do it because I used to love sitting on YouTube and just watching people yap their lives away while they talk about, or while they do their makeup. So if you love something, why not do it, you know? Also, the sun is crazy right now. It's like so snowy outside, but it's so sunny. We're talking about fear and I'm wearing a Terrifier hoodie. I didn't even think about that. But do you want to see the back? Isn't he cute? Oh, I love him. Love, love, love him. Anyway, that's not what this is about. So, fear, right? I have a fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being perceived. And I don't know if fear is the right word, but like nobody likes, I feel like, those things. Like nobody likes not being good at something, but like they won't let it stop them from doing stuff, but I will. Like this whole YouTube channel is because I told myself I don't care if people perceive me. It's weird because I don't care what people think about me. So like if someone watches this video and they're like, oh, I hate her, I don't care that they hate me. I would just be more concerned that they've like seen that I exist and now I exist in their head. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head, so that's why I'm saying it. But the fear of being perceived is like, oh, it's crazy. I challenged myself originally to make a TikTok and post on there to be, to, you know, get over the fear of being seen. And I did it for a little bit. And then I just decided that I didn't care over there because, I don't know, for some reason TikTok feels like a lawless land where I can do whatever I please and it doesn't actually exist. I'm not sure why it feels that way, but it does. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start talking about everything that I love on here, and it's turned out really cool. Like, I've met really cool people. Ooh, concealer on my leg. But for some reason, like Instagram and YouTube feel a lot more, I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain it. They feel more serious and like I need to like be a professional and take it really seriously, and that's not something I do well. Like this is so unserious to me because I'm filming on photo booth on my computer doing my makeup in my living room. Like it's really not that big of a deal, but I know for some people it is. So I feel like I also have to make it a big deal, even though it's not to me. That's not fear related literally at all, but that's just where my head is at. But the fear of being perceived is insane to me because, like, what? How am I alive and just like scared of people knowing that I'm alive? Like, what does that? What does that even mean? And when I sit down and think about it, obviously, I can logically understand that this is not a real, like, it's not something I should be scared of. But you know, we can't help. We can't help what we're scared of, and fear fear of being perceived is crazy. And then also my fear of failure. Oh my god. There are so many things I would love to do, but I can't make myself do them because I'm like, I'm not going to be good at it. You don't have to be good at something to enjoy it, you know? Like, there are people who can't sing who love to do karaoke because it's just fun. There are people who can't dance. They go to dance classes and take them because it's fun and they like the way they feel when they do it. Like, it's really, like, again, it's not that serious, but for me, it is. Oh my god, it's like the opposite of other things. Anyway, so that stops me from doing a lot. Like, I would love to, like, take a kickboxing class. I feel like that would be so, I know that's so random, but I fear that I wouldn't be good at it because I've never done it. And I don't want to make a fool of myself. Girl, who cares? No one expects you to come out and be like the best kickboxer in the world if you've never done it before, you know? And I don't really know where the fear of that comes from because, like, obviously I try new things. At one point I had to try them to be good at them, like volleyball. Well, I guess I started volleyball before I had this fear. I think this fear is more of an adult thing, because as a kid, no one expects you to be good at things. Well, no one expects you to be good right off the bat, but I feel like as adults, people are like, why are you wasting your time doing something you're not good at? But, like, people is me. Nobody's saying that. Nobody has ever said that to me. I have said it to me, though, you know? So, this video is done. All I've learned is that I'm my worst enemy. Like, how does that even make sense? Fear of rejection is another big one, where I don't take risks. I don't really ask for things that I want. I don't ask for help because I would rather do it myself and struggle than ask someone to help me and have them say no. Or, like I would just rather not deal with someone saying no, or, like, I don't know. I did step out of my comfort zone and I talked to my boss about getting an office because I'm the only person who works, like, who goes into the office in my, like, group at the company who doesn't have, like, an office. I have a cube. And so I asked my boss, I was like, hey, we have an open office. Can I have it? And she said that she would work on it. So go me for asking, because it was so uncomfortable to ask for help. I also, I'm paying off all my debt right now. I'm working on it. And to get a loan to, like, consolidate the debt, I had to ask my dad to co-sign for me. I literally started crying in his room because I was like, I know I should be able to do this on my own. I also didn't want him to be like, girl, no, what are you talking about? But he's literally an angel and was like, I'll always help you, you know? Like, if I can help, I'm gonna do it. Like, oh, I know, but, like, in my head, you were gonna say no and call me stupid. Which, rejection sensitivity dysphoria is a thing for people with, I don't know if it's with autism. I'm not autistic, but ADHD. Girl, what is that? ADHD, you know? So, don't go dark on me. So that could be that taking hold, you know? I don't know. But I am challenging myself to do more things that scare me in my 30s. And, like, there are things that other people are scared of that I'm not, like, at all. Like, I see a lot of people saying, like, oh, I'm scared to go do things by myself. Like, I don't want to go to concerts by myself. I don't want to travel by myself. That is not an issue for me. I would rather go alone, to be so honest. So, like, I don't have an issue with that at all, pretty much. But, like, asking someone for something that I want, God forbid I have to speak up for myself. Crazy. And I don't know if that's like a rejection thing or if that comes from me being a people pleaser and trying to keep the peace, you know? So, but I did see that quote that was like, if you're a people pleaser, how many people are really pleased with you? And I saw people saying like, oh my god, this is profound. Like, this changed the way that I look at being a people pleaser. I don't understand that, because I would say that all the people that I'm trying to please are very pleased with me. You know? To the point where I think they would be more displeased with me if I stopped caring so much, you know? But that's neither here nor there, and that's a rant for another day. But I am challenging myself in my 30s to do more things because I want to do them and not be scared of one, being seen doing them. Like, okay, someone's perceived me, call the authorities. And two, speaking up for things that I want, because I've let so many opportunities pass because I just simply don't speak up. And then, like, I mean, they say hindsight's 20/20, right? In, like, looking back, I'm like, oh, that, I'm not sure why I passed on that, but, you know? Or, I don't know. I really, say that one more time. This whole video is just gonna be, okay, this video is just gonna be me saying, I'm scared, and I don't know why. With my fear of being perceived, I tend to not dress the way that I want because, again, it's hard to explain how I don't care what people think. I just care that they think. Like, if I wear an outfit that I think is really cute but maybe is a little crazy to somebody else, I don't care that they think my outfit is crazy. I care that they're thinking about me at all. I don't want to exist to anybody. This could be my avoidant attachment. Like, I don't want to be needed. I don't want to be, like, I don't want to exist to other people. And, like, when my friends are like, oh, this made me think of you, I'm like, why are you thinking about me ever? Even though I think of them, and I'll send them things, and I'm like, oh, this made me think of you. And they're like, that's so cute. Like, because it's me, it's different. I do also deal with, like, pretty bad depersonalization and derealization. So I don't even really exist to me. So the concept that I exist to somebody else is so foreign and so strange that it's, like, off-putting. You know? Does that make sense? Like, I just, in my head, I'm not real. Like, I don't ever, God, this is, like, so crazy looking. I don't ever sit and think like, wow, I'm a human being, I'm alive, I exist. Like, sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, is that a real person? Like, I don't feel real. That, again, is a whole other video, because, whew, it is a mess. If anyone has ever dealt with it, I'm so sorry. Shit is not for the weak. Not that I'm calling myself strong, but, you know, it's crazy to not exist in your own head. And I think that's why it's so freaky to me that I exist to other people. Because, like, I live in here, and I don't exist to me. So why do I exist outside of my brain, I guess? But I think my fear of having people perceive me has stopped me from doing a lot of the things that I want. And I just don't have, like, my life is like a quarter of, no, my life is a third of the way over. Okay? I've spent so long not doing the things I want because I'm scared of people looking at me. Girl, what the hell? I'm also terrified to take up space because I'm like, well, if I take up space, what if somebody else wants this space? And then I go into this whole thing of like, why do other people, are they worth more than me? Not money wise, because my ancestors fought hard so that I wouldn't be viable, but like, why are they more important than me? You know? I don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the one relaying the message from my brain. So also the fear of like, I have to decide which fear is the strongest, because I also have this thought that I'm gonna look back on my life and regret not doing any of the things I want. And so I have to like decide, like, am I more scared of being perceived, or am I more scared of like regretting the time that I spent doing nothing, you know? So I think in my 20s, I'll look back in my 20s and think, you know, there are definitely some things I could have done differently to live better, but I want in my 30s to just, I'd rather regret doing something than not doing something. And that's, unless it's kids, then I'd have the complete opposite stance. But other than that, like, I don't know. I guess I can use this channel as like an example. I have always wanted to have like a little video diary of my life, and so I've tried so many times to make a channel and stick with filming, but then I feel like it's never good enough, and I'm always striving for this like perfectly flawless just vibe that everybody is gonna like, you know, when in reality that's never gonna happen. So why am I wasting my time? And nothing is ever gonna be good enough for me, you know? I'm always gonna be thinking like, oh, I could have done this different or this different. And so I've just decided now that good enough is good enough. Obviously I'm gonna put effort into things, but waiting until something is completely perfect is just gonna have me waiting the rest of my life. And then I get to the end of my life and I go, oh, well, that was crazy, you know? Does that make sense? Oh, my eye just like got stuck. Ugh. So that's what this channel is. It's facing my fear of, one, putting out something that I don't think is completely perfect, and two, being perceived, because if anyone watches this, I now exist in their brain. And that is a thought that keeps me up at night. Don't know why. I wish I could change it, but alas, I cannot. I didn't do my eyebrows. I was like, why does my face look so strange? Girl, you ain't got no eyebrows. Yeah, fear of being seen. Ooh, girl, these kids these days who like film in public and take photos in public, they are something else. Even just like having my phone out in public, I'm like, oh god, these people are gonna think I'm some like cringy person trying to get internet famous. And in reality, I'm not that at all. I'm just a girl. Just a girl. Or like, if I see something or like a cute spot to take pictures and it's in the public, I'm not doing it. Because why would I think that I'm so important that I can take photos in public. Speaking it out loud, I understand it sounds insane, but it makes sense in my head, you know? And that's normally how mental illness goes. It doesn't make sense logically, but it feels very real. So, I don't know. I want to be brave. I want to be a big, brave, strong boy. If you understand that reference, you get me. I don't know if any of this is making sense. That's also a fear, is that I tend to over explain things so that, because I don't want to be misunderstood. Kind of, to a point. Like all of the things that I've just said, if people, like, if you're watching this, not me, because I'm sure I'll watch this again, but like, if somebody is watching this, yes, I got a pre-sale code. Sorry, I'm buying tickets to Head in the Clouds today. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, if someone watches this and they're like, girl, what the fuck are you saying? Like, this, none of this makes sense. That makes me want to crawl in a hole and die. Because, like, it makes so much sense to me. I cannot do my eyebrows and speak at the same time. I also saw someone say, like, what if you don't have a fear of it going wrong, you have a fear of it going right? And that fucked me up for a couple of days, because that's so true. Like, what if I, like, say my goal for this is to just, you know, post and then have like a little video diary to look back on in my 30s, and I do it, and it's great, and then I turn 31 and I have all these things, and then I look back and I'm like, oh my god, this is so, I did it. That's a terrible example. That is a terrible example. Also, what are these eyebrows? I need to pluck them, because girl, what the hell is this? Okay, so let's say I had a goal to, I don't know, go viral on TikTok. It's not really ever a goal, because I don't want to be perceived by that many people. You get it? You get it. But say that happens, am I gonna be okay with dealing with the aftermath of it going right and getting what I want? I also always feel like the other shoe is gonna drop. The shoe is gonna drop. I don't know. Like, if something goes good, I'm always afraid that something, oh my god, my foot's asleep, bad is gonna happen, because history has shown that that's how my life goes. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna pull this down now that my forehead is done, because I look insane. I now just look tired. All right, this is crazy. Anyway, so I think I'm scared of getting the things that I want, because I'm scared of them being taken away, because I have an elite sense of pattern recognition, and that seems to be the pattern for me. So, not loving that for me. This little, like, lip stain, it's everything. It's everything. I can't put it on my bottom lips because I have two little patches that I picked to death, because that's what I do. But I do put it on my top lip because I like the way it makes my lip line look natural. And it stays on, which is great. Obviously it's a stain. god. You can't really. Oh. I was gonna say you can't really go over the same spot twice, but I think you just have to have product on the brush or the thing, whatever. You know what I mean? And then I do just a little in the middle to contour. Contour my lip. Okay. So I'm gonna look just insane for a moment. Don't mind me. I don't want it on the bottom. Yes, so the fear of it going right. I get it. I get that. And I think that's a great observation by the person who said it. I saw it on TikTok, but I'm sure it's not I'm sure it's a take that people have heard before. So, but it blew my mind, you know. I was like, oh my god, what if I am scared of it going right? That would be insane. Because what do you mean I want something, but then, like, I'm scared of getting it? Why would I even want it then, you know? At least that's how my brain thinks about it. Oh, okay. I'll use The Office as an example. That was me concentrating to try to figure out what I want my example to be. So say I get this office because I asked for it, right? I went out of my way to do something that made me uncomfortable because I knew it would be for the best. So I asked for this office. And say I get it, right? And then say our office hires a new engineer who, because they're an engineer, get an office. And so they're like, hey, you're not an engineer. We need this office for this new person that we hired. That would be a great example of me being scared to get what I want because I'm afraid it's gonna get taken from me. I look like I have a mustache. I love this. You know, like I'm not scared to get the office, but I'm scared to get the office and then have them be like, just kidding, we need it back. Not that they would ever do that, because that would be crazy. But in my head, it's a very real option of something that they could do. And it feels so real. So if I just never ask for the office, I can't lose it. You know? Does that make sense? Because that's the best example I got. I think the creator that I saw talk about it was talking about it more in a sense of like being famous. They're like, well, what if you want to be famous and then you get famous and you hate it? Or like, what if you want to be famous but you're scared of how your life's gonna change after you're famous, you know? But I'm not. That's not me. I was not the target audience for that specific example. I think I just I worry about like the other shoe dropping or having it taken away, because that happens to me. It seems like a lot, where I'll get just like a taste of my life with the thing or whatever that I wanted, and then it gets brutally ripped away from me. And so I'm like, I would rather just never have had whatever it is that got taken away. Because like, why would I would rather just not deal with the loss of whatever it was, you know? Let's peel this off. Look at that! So cute. So that's kind of how I interpreted the fear of getting what you want. And I think that also after 2022 and 2023, I had a really real hard time for that. It was like a year and a half period of just not being, just bad shit happening. Anyway, so I think after that, I was like even more scared to get the things that I wanted, because in that period of time, everything that I did want and had was just like taken away from me. And so I had a really hard time, like, even just like having fun, because I was like, well, if I have fun, that means I'm gonna like die afterwards, because God forbid I enjoy something for once. So I think that's something that I struggle with. But I'm gonna try. I really am going to try this year to push myself to do things that scare me. And this video right here is a great example. And in my head, this entire video, I'm like, none of what I'm saying is making sense. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna post this, because why would I post me speaking gibberish for anyone to see? But I'm gonna post it because who the fuck cares? Life is not that serious. It's not that serious. And if someone doesn't like me because I can't articulate my thoughts very well, that's just fucking rude, okay? Not all of us are scholars. Oh, where's my lip balm? Right here. Not all of us are scholars. Not all of us are the smartest people in the world, okay? I just choked on my spit. So if someone doesn't like me because I'm not very good at articulating my thoughts, metaphorically, they can kiss my ass. God, I love this lip liner. It's just like, it's the exact color of the lip liners that I wear, but it stays on. It stays on. Bless. So yeah, I want to know if other people are scared of things, but then I also don't, because I'm like, if I heard somebody else say to me the things I've just said, I wouldn't judge them, obviously, because people are scared what they're scared of. But I would think like, oh my gosh, like, why are they even scared of that? Because obviously, like, not in a mean way, but in like they really don't have anything to worry about. Like, if my best friend came to me and was like, hey, I'm terrified that I'm gonna have fun and then die a week later, I would say, baby, I think you need therapy. And also, how are those two things correlated? Literally at all. But when it's me, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that checks out for sure. Like, absolutely makes sense. Like, those are real words that I said it was March of 2020 or May. I went to a concert in DC in 2024 that was like the best like weekend of my life, pretty much. And I was convinced, and I even told my friends, that I thought my plane was gonna go down flying home because I had too much fun that weekend, that I needed to be humbled by death. Like, girl, that's not what, that doesn't even make sense. And I know that it doesn't make sense, but it feels very real inside my head. So, and this was before all the plane crashes, because I'm going to a concert in March this year in Miami, and I am terrified that the plane is going to crash, but that's just, I also just have a fear of flying. But I was very convinced that because I had so much fun that weekend, that the universe was going to punish me for having fun and kill me. That, my friend, sounds like psychosis. Which it could have been, but here I am now. I'm fine. I have an eyelash that needs to come out, but I don't think I have tweezers. I don't think this will work. Got it. Yeah, so I'm working on it. I have many things on my 2025 bingo card that are related to my fears and doing things regardless. I love doing things out of spite. Like, my body was trying to kill me, and I was in like chronic pain that was almost debilitating. But my love for doing things out of spite kept me going. I was like, yeah, you can try to hurt me, but you know what I'm gonna do? Everything I want to do in spite of you trying to kill me. And I did. I lived my life. It was horrible and painful. I'm fine now. I love doing things out of spite, so I think I'm gonna like try and really use that to push me forward in my pursuit of doing things that scare me. I'm going to do them out of spite. Like, fuck you. You think, you little meatloaf, electric meatloaf in my head, think you're gonna stop me from doing things that I want to do because I'm scared? Fuck you. I'm gonna do it anyway. And I honestly, it's a tactic that works for me, so I guess I should just implement it on more areas of my life if it works. And so the newest area of my life that is being overpowered out of spite is my fear of everything, you know? Nobody has time to be scared to be alive. Hello? Also, how am I scared of being alive and also scared of dying? Well, I'm not scared of me dying. I'm scared of the people around me dying. You know? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But I'm done now with my makeup. I'm done rambling. I've yapped your ear off. If you've watched. Could just be, again, me watching. And that's fine. Because that's all. This whole journey is for me, not for anybody else. But if you want to follow along, you can. That is all I have to say. I love you. Goodbye.